We are live, live, live. Okay. Let's get on that end. Let's go back over here. I think we're good to go. Good to go, good to go, good to go. Hey, Cancer. Try and get as many done as I can get done today. There is no major aspects tomorrow, which is the 9th or 8th. Yeah, 8th. Next major aspects happen on the 9th of September. And it may get kind of a little rough. All right. For everyone. So, with that being said, I will ask that if you would, please subscribe, or subscribers, please give a thumbs up for the videos and share the link if you'd like with others. Newcomers, you're welcome. Please consider joining the channel by checking the subscribe button. We do that in several ways, and also checking the bell so you'll get notifications when there is a new upload, because I do check off that my subscribers get notifications. Also, what you do, I would love having you support the channel, and really bless my heart what it would be, for sure. Okay, so if you're ready, I'm ready, and we'll go ahead and get into the tarot. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, however you want to look at it, wherever you may be. I'm going to do a 12 house spread here. Move my phone out. And I do have the chart up, as you can see, with Cancer being in the first house. And that's when I was talking about the astrology. You'd have to move the houses. So I've kind of just went and put the chart up. So you wouldn't have to do all that. You can look at this one and while you're watching that video, if you'd like, do a screenshot of it, and you can kind of go along with where everything is at, planets and what's in your house and all. Okay. All right. Let's cut the deck, and we're going to get into the 12 houses. Whoa. Right. Starting out with the first house, 9 of Swords. I hope y'all can see that okay, because I'm having a time getting the green screen, or the chroma key right on this. I think it's the camera that I'm using. It shouldn't really be. It should be a better camera. Because the one I'm using for the desktop is a lot better than the one I'm using for the host camera. Anyway, second house, we have the 3 of Wands here. Third house. Did I say third house on that? It's the second house. Third house, we have a Knight of Wands. Taking some kind of action here. Set up a little bit more. Fourth house, we have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess deals with the moon. It's Cancer. It's your card then. And 5th house, we have the 10 of Cups, Pisces. Ooh. 6th house is sort of your house of health, your daily routines as well. Something ending there. 7th house, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So just a bit. 7th house, you've got Pluto coming back into your 7th house, or it's in your 7th house, and it's with the quincunx to Mercury. So there's something here. They call it a quincunx or an inconjunct. If it's conjunct, it means the energies combined. If it's inconjunct, that means there's no no agreement, no combined energy. The energies, it's whatever it is. Remember I said about the interpersonal planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto? These are those planets that are outside, so far out of the norm, because like in Vedic astrology, they don't even use the outer planets. So these are like things that are beyond anything about your personal self or in your social life or in your environment, that it's more beyond, that's kind of testing you or pushing you to the limit. It's like something you don't have the control over, but it will have an influence on your life to make some sort of changes to what you're normally used to. And it's how you handle these things is testing. So you got to have a lot of strength and all that. But you've got a Ace of Pentacles here in that 7th house. On your 8th house, you have this 4 of Wands. 9th house, you got another ace. Ace of Cups. I love those two. Those two are my favorite ones. The Queen of Wands in your 10th house. Dealing with Aries. This is also Aries. Your 11th house. And then your 12th house. Ooh. Okay. Your overall energy is the Fool. The Fool deals with Uranus. And at the bottom of the deck, you got the Page of Wands. You don't have the Ace of Wands, but I look at pages as seasonal cards as well as the aces. So let's see what is going on. I gotta check one little thing. I'll make sure. Okay. All right. Just had to check something out there to make sure the microphone was set right. All right. So what we have here is in your first house, in your area of life, we've got the 9 of Swords. So it's almost like you're trying to figure something out here. Remember, swords deal with communication, uh, it, the mind, anything to me that has to do with the mind. Uh, and this is Aquarius, no, sorry, Gemini energy. Mercury is direct, as you can see right here in your Mercury is direct here in your second house at 28 degrees. And the second house deals with the house of values. So there's something here that you're trying to figure out with this three of wands, which again is Aries. There's a big emphasis here with Aries. We have the moon here, and we have your overall energy with Uranus and Pluto. So you're starting out here trying to figure something out in your life. Some sort of action, and we have the Knight of Wands. Which is that Leo energy. It's fire and air. I think that's what that is. It's fire and air. No, it's fire. It's air and fire. Yeah. So this has to do with something here you're trying to figure out. If you're looking at the air and you're worried about something, whatever action you're taking here, it seems to be something here that has to do with an important date. This could be something of moving, but it's affecting you here with this high priestess that has to do with the moon. And the moon is sitting right here at 14 degrees in your fifth house. Fifth house being your house of children, romance, that house of pleasure, emotional pleasure. You could even be trying to figure out about taking some sort of vacation. But whatever this is, because both of these being fire, it's Aries. You have Aries here too. You have an opportunity to do something but you're planning ahead on this. And this is your seventh house. This is the house of partnership, marriage, spouse. Could be an opportunity with your spouse, or it could be an opportunity in a partnership. But there's like a certain date here So whatever you're doing is going to be in advance. But the overall energy is Uranus, whereas the sudden change, you're going somewhere for sure. You're setting out to do something here, to make a change, a difference, going. You're either taking a trip or you're moving, but there's something here, something with a partnership, uh, a marriage, a spouse. And the emotions is like, I don't know if you're going to plant this seed on the 11th, because that's when the moon goes into that first quarter, when we actually begin to plant the seed or set our intentions about something. So I don't know if you're trying to figure this out between now and the 11th, or we do have a solar eclipse in Pisces, which is in your 9th house. And both what's there, as you can see, this, whatever this is conjunct with this lot of fortune. And the lot of fortune is where you had the ascending. So there's something here in your 3rd house uh, that deals, with the how you communicate. Because what rules your 3rd house is Virgo. Virgo's ruled by Mercury. Mercury's going to be coming in to Virgo. You may be talking about your daily routines or your daily task, what maybe needs to be done here, but there's something here that's bothering you. Something I'd say you've got to figure out, you got to get off your mind. And even at this, it's an act, something you want to do, something you want to act on. And you may be not sure, should I, it's one of those things where in your mind, you think about something, and it's something about the home maybe, or the family. Could even be about a parent. This usually like a mother figure in some way with the moon. If it was the son, I'd say it's, the father or an authority figure. Um, but you're planning something for sure. And I think you're going to set some intentions around either the 11th, or it could be at the time of the lunar eclipse. Remember, with the Fool card here, is not only a sudden change, but it can also mean a sort of a rebellion or resistance to something. Um, in your 5th house here, like I said, this is your house of pleasure. There's something here and this death card deals with Scorpio, which is again your 5th house. Oh, I know what I was going to say about that lot of fortune. Has to do with the it's a calculation of the ascending where it is right now. Um, might need to move that because of the time I'm doing this reading. Oh, okay. It's up in your seventh house already. At this time I'm doing this reading. Um, it's a calculation of the ascending, and it's this has something to do with the future on this 10th house. And you're really fixed on something here. Your intentions are be damned if it don't, be damned if you do, or something. But it's like, this is what I'm going to do. And you've already have a date here planned. And your fifth house is being a pleasure. And so in Scorpio, the moon is there. So something here with this Pisces energy and something being retrograde with Neptune being retrograde and Saturn being here in Pisces, you're rethinking something. Remember, I said something about the 5 R's, dealing with review and reconsider, reorganize, restructure. And then when you do all those first four, then at the end, you're going to reconcile. It's like, let me review it. Let me reconsider. Let me reorganize things. And I have to do some restructuring. I'll do that too. It's a lot good Pluto on that. And then it's like you reconcile on all that you've just done. That's why I say embrace the retrogrades. They're there to help you. And Mercury will go retrograde one more time this year. And I'm not even going to discuss that right now because it's toward the end of the year. So it may have to do with its movement between now when it went direct. So note that day when it went direct, um, and how you move forward. But with this being Scorpio and the moon is there, I'm feeling some kind of an end of some sort of emotions. That may have to do with family situation. Where you're struggling with something here emotionally. Now, this could be on the positive side, this could be on the negative side. I don't know, but I do know you got an Ace of Cups here. So if you've been struggling with something in relationship with someone, there's an opportunity here. And like I said, that lot of fortune, it has to do with the calculating of the ascending, the sun, and the moon. So we're talking really about with your third house and your fifth house and your seventh house as to how it's going to affect something here in this 10th house and what action you take here. Now, here we have fire and water. I think it is fire and water. Yeah. I hate small print. eat Coke bottle glasses anymore. Yeah, it has to do with fire and water. Don't, it kind of looks like, where you're doing some sort of spells or somebody's doing something, but it goes to this Queen of Pentacles, which has something to do with this. Now, like I said, there's something here you're struggling with emotions. But there's the seed that you may be planting here. The Four of Wands goes to that Aries as well. Where's Aries in your chart? It's up here in your 10th house. What I tell you, there's something with this sun, the moon, and what is it coming up right now at this moment in time? That when you calculate these mathematically, as to whether it's going to be good for your future or not. I haven't quite learned how to calculate those in what way. I'll have to ask uh someone about that, but and I'll come back around to you, okay? I'll be like Zodiac. I'll come back around to you. I must have got a package. I love packages. But this, like I said, you've got Aries here. You've got Leo here. I look at nights as fixed signs. There's a fixed intention to do something. You are determined to do something here. And as this moon begins its in that first quarter on the 11th, and you start to get to set those intentions before the full moon, that there's a lunar eclipse, it'll only be partial. All right. So this is only like something partially being removed. As far as emotionally, because remember, the moon deals with our intuition. You may have an intuition about something here, for sure, but then it could be your emotions playing on your consciousness or your subconscious. And that's, you got to be real careful with that when it comes to intuition. I mean, I know some people say they follow their intuition, but if whatever it is, your intuition's telling you one thing, but it doesn't feel right, then your intuition may be off. And this may also, like I said, I see this happening during, not now, but in the future thing, because this air right here has a lot to do with the season. This sort of be like spring for you. There's already been some messaging or some talk about it. And that may be when a date was set here to do something. But this being Pluto, it going back in that seventh house. And Pluto and Neptune is giving you an opportunity to reevaluate whatever your dreams or whatever your imagination is. That's why I said about intuition, you got to be real careful and be sure, you know, because sometimes our intuition can lead us astray. It's like when people accuse people of something. If you don't have the facts, don't accuse. That's like, good intention is when you suspect something or you feel something like somebody's just not right, or you may feel that this person is right, or something may be not right with someone. And if you wait for a period, you will find out your intentions were right. But then again, and sometimes we speculate about things that we think is happening, but it could be just the imagination. Where you're could be playing on there, because I could see that here too. And with this, there's something going on, because that is a season as well, but it's in this fall season. There could have been something here spoken. Remember, and look at them. They're opposition of one another as well. This is like the family, your family life area. And then this is society or environment. When it's the perfect timing, when we go on vacations or when we take a trip, we want to make sure that the time is right, the weather's good, and all these sort of things. Now, there's two energies here. And like I said, there's an Aries and a Capricorn. Now, these may be in your chart. This may have to do, or this one has to do with your seventh house, since it is Capricorn. And it may have to deal with that as well. Something coming up. I think it takes about, maybe be within the next couple hours if you're watching this on the time of the day. I'm doing it on the 8th. Around 3, I'm doing this at 3:26, 3:30. Is when I started this. And it will take a couple hours for the ascending to go through there. And it will come into conjunction with Pluto. So if we're looking at Capricorn and we're looking at Aries, I don't know if this may be the partner or it may be what you have in your chart. That's a lot of times when you do these, you don't know what other people have in their chart. But this, on this side, would be the partnership. And then this would be your environment or your social life. We also have judgment over here, which is Pluto as well. So I see a lot of stuff here that has to do with those 5 R's of review and reconsidering something, reorganizing something in your, maybe in your life, or restructuring, rebuilding of something. It's like you're going back to something that you needed to go back to. I don't think I put this in my notes. I thought I had, but I meant to look at that. Of when this was going back to. Uranus just went retrograde. So this will affect something between now and the next year as well. There's opportunities here, there's no doubt. So we've got 3 planets here. We've got the moon. We got Uranus. And we've got Pluto. We have Capricorn, 7th house. We have it over here as well. We have the opportunity. We have another opportunity here. But let me show you some aspects that are going on right now, that the major ones I see at this time right now. You got a yod here. And that deals with Mercury. Mercury being the apex. The other two things that are in with this is Pluto and Neptune. And they're sextiling. Neptune is sextiling Pluto. So remember, Neptune has to deal with your dreams or your imagination. And it's feeding something. All those 5 R's, remember, I write them down, y'all. Review, reconsider, reorganize, restructure, and at the end, then you reconsider. Am I doing the right thing? Have I done the right thing? Is there anything I'm not prepared for? Have I, crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's? And when with that, and then over to Pluto, which deals with transformation and power, you have the power and the control to control that. Hey, this was a dream. This is a vision I have of what I want to do, or what I want to explore. Because of what? Just remember, what I'm seeing here has a lot to do with feelings, your emotions. So check yourself in your emotions. Are you being rational here? Have you talked about this, or are you keeping this a secret from everybody of what you're doing? Because remember, a lot of this stuff has to do with Mars, and Mars is in your 1st house right now. But when there is a sextile between Neptune to Pluto, it's an opportunity for success at something here. But you've got to awaken the mind to consciousness. Am I on a false premise here because of what my heart wants? Or am I looking at it in a very realistic way? And then you have the two from those two energies that is pushing something at you, like something coming out of nowhere, you know. Definitely has to do within the relationship houses. Maybe there's something with somebody you're involved with that uh, something doesn't feel right, and or you feel like this whoever it is may be pushing you past your limit. But it's for you to have the power to say, no, I'm not going to be pushed that way. But something, unless you have to be pushed, to know that you have the power to control something there and change it in a way you want to change it. Because right now, starting out with this, you're a mess. Just a mess. And I think you really don't know if this is the right change for you. And I still feel like some things are based here on emotions. I mean, it's like I get a feeling here that there's the two options, because I don't see the two of wands here on the table, but there's two options, and how you act on those two options can change your life drastically in one way or another. Now, what it'd be, I don't know. You know, it's your life. You know where you fit in this reading. You know what's in your chart if you've had someone do your chart. I'll give it to you again. This is Gemini. This is Aries. This is the season. Like right now, during this season. This is your fourth house, and this is the moon. Pisces, we're going to have the lunar eclipse in Pisces. We have Capricorn here. Again, two seasons, spring and fall. It's like planting the seed and nurturing it. Again, Aries, so we go from 3 to the 2. 3 to the 4. It's like you've already made a decision. Mentally. We have Uranus, which is retrograde. We have Pluto, which is retrograde. And we have Aries and Capricorn. So I feel like this is you. And this is whoever this is over here in the seventh house. That you're setting intentions with, or they're trying to set intentions with you. And I hope you're not doing no little hoodoos, black magic there. And I don't know if you've got Aries in your chart. You can. It's a strong thing here. And Pluto. So, to me, it's something you really need to reassess something here. But like I said, this is all this down here has to do with you. The first three, this has to do with the family. And this has to do with the we, you and someone else. And this has to do with the social, how you relate into the world at large. And then your overall energy for the reading here. This tells me, with just being Uranus, there is going to definitely be uh, some sort of innovation, some sort of change, and it's going to be unique. Um, because when I read and what I do, I look at the planets, and I'm spiritual based. I think when I look at the numbers of the, the degrees of the planets, to me it's like God's got a message for us. And I'm looking at the South Node conjunct with Venus. I mean, it's conjunct with as you can see right here, the South Node. This is in your home and family, and the mean Lilith. And I use the means, the mean North and South Node, because, and the Lilith, because it deals with the person themselves in a personal way. It relates. And we all know that the South Node is the body or the tail, uh, or the past, what leaving behind, what you're secreting, whatever this may be. And the mean Lilith, that's dealing with you taking your power back and kind of putting your foot down about something. But I got a feeling that, divinely speaking, whatever dream or whatever imagination you have about doing something here, it's going to be affected when that moon does that partial lunar eclipse in your ninth house. There may have to be a change of date here. I don't know. And what may be, causing something here could be Uranus, a sudden change, which is in your 11th house. And it's retrograde as well. And remember, right now, Mars is the ruler of Aries. So, um, it's something within you. Mars is the warrior. Mars is the action taker. Mars is what is our drive and our ambition towards something, to get something done by maybe a certain date here. But like I said, you've got to activate the mind, and we're looking at Mercury. It's going to Mercury. Like, good Lord's telling you, hey, I don't, you might be getting off the path here because you got two quincunxes coming in. And I really feel like this is God saying something here for you to be aware of. That whatever is to come, it's going to alter something. But you've got to be consciously awake to see that opportunity. And it could be through this here. When you do whatever it is here you're going to do, this has to do with your values. This here has to do with uh that third house, which is what you share with others. You're sharing something here you're going to do with someone else. But there's a date here. So that's kind of what I got for you, Cancer. Y'all take care. Again, like I said, if you would, um, subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, give the video a thumbs up, share the link, share the video with others. Also, newcomers, you're very much welcome. Please consider joining the channel by giving that little check mark. You can also click the little lady right there. You see it right here. You click that, or I will have a thing on there that you can click on that you can subscribe. And I would love having you here because when I do live feeds, you can come in and catch me on live, and we can see about communicate with one another, get to know each other. Oh, I'm sorry. Couple more major aspects I forgot to share with you right now. It's we have a T square where Mars is in opposition with the ascending. Okay. This I don't think this is going to last very long. Well, it shouldn't, because Mars is going to move on, or the ascending's going to move faster than Mars is, and it'll break this. Um, and it's to this Neptune here, retrograde. Like I said, these are combined energies with Venus as well. Venus is what we can gain in some way for the family, the home. Um, and all of this is going to the North Node and that lot of fortune. So, and it's like I said, it's that calculation between the ascending and the sun and the moon. And when I learn how to do that, I haven't pushed on anything yet. I've got my hands in so many things right now. I'm trying to get back to this too. So now that I'm feeling a little better. So, but be aware to that, because Mars is squaring Neptune here, and then Neptune is squaring the ascending with that opposition. So there's something that you're opposing here. Usually with Mars, it's an action or something maybe you're refusing to do. I don't know. Maybe you need to reconsider it. Maybe the choice you're making right now may be the wrong choice. Maybe you ought to be open to something here. The next T square you have is dealing with Jupiter. Again, 12th house, it's kind of the house of confinement. It's a house of making some sort of sacrifices, or there's some sort of rehabilitation in some way. But it's expansion and growth. But there's a challenge there. And again, it's got the sun here squaring Jupiter, and Jupiter squaring Saturn. This hasn't gone retrograde yet, but it will for too long. I don't know the exact date, but if you watch the astrology reports, you'll see. And this is exactly in that term belt of Mars and Mars. So there's something about you and expansion, growth, and healing. And you're struggling with it. I can see that there. Because you're in this retrograde with Saturn. What do I do? Do I work toward this, or do I work toward this? What do I do? And there's an opposition with the sun. Sun is in opposition with Jupiter squaring Saturn. And the sun squaring Jupiter is trying to enlighten you on something. So whatever that finger of God is pointing to is telling you, you need to be consciously aware right now. Okay? So anyway, y'all take care, and I will see you on the flip side. Again, thanks for joining me.